Hello people of the internet, how's that doing? Today I'm talking about something I never talked really very little about. So when I was young, about 5, 6, this is a while back now, this is a long time back. It was something one day, or even 7 at most. Obviously moved town, I didn't go too far, only went down the road in other words. But I'm just going to talk about what that was like, because I left that part out of my life, and I said I'd talk about it in another video because there's a huge explanation behind it, and there's a lot to talk about it. And definitely if I talked about everything that happened when I was younger, in my early school life, it would really be writing a whole essay on it. So first of all, my parents did split up. It was difficult. Obviously, at first, obviously when you're young, you think it's a holiday. I thought it was a holiday. It wasn't really a holiday, so but we get that to a second, but what I meant there a second ago. Um, but yeah, it was difficult because every other parent in the class, and this is another thing too. Every other parents we all were together. And obviously, my parents were split, and I know that was hard. But it was hard at the time because you didn't know, you were very naive at the time. You didn't understand. That's the word I used. You didn't understand anything. And it was difficult. It was difficult because then you were in and out of two houses. And it was difficult, and that's in your £2 every day. And obviously coming to a new village, new surroundings, everything like that, and obviously, was very difficult for me to make friends at first. As it always was, I didn't know anybody down here. When I moved here first. But I got to know people. Thankfully, I got to know a good few people. I got to talk to people at least. I got to meet, went and play dates with some people. As they were called, we'd play soccer, we'd play a bit of football together. Things like that, which was great fun. Um, but obviously, it took me a while to get into that. Obviously, it took me a good few years to kind of I suppose be at that stage to play football and to play games with people around here. It was hard. It was hard. Especially with anxiety. Well, not really anxiety back then, but with social problems, not really able to interact. I suppose awkwardness. I suppose that's the word to use. Um, but it's very different now. I'm head of the community here now. The top now, where you may use that word. Very very different. From nobody to somebody, I suppose. The top gaffer around here in this parts, which is very, from somebody that was very awkward around people, and very out of his own environment which I grew up in, and then moved down to this into Butler's Bridge, was the first was very unnerving because obviously it was very difficult enough. Life was difficult enough for me. When I was young, I'm moving somewhere else and not knowing anybody. Obviously, the decision was made, and I still think it was the right decision to keep me in the same school I was in, because they said it would be too stressful and too annoying for me and too upsetting for me to to change teachers, to change schools and everything like that. And it was the right decision to make. I clapped my parents on the back for that. It was the right decision. It was the right decision to move me down to a new school. I would have been lost. I would have never recovered probably. Um, yeah, so I think it was the right decision there, but it was very hard. Um, um, but it was difficult. And then when I got into later years, I started blaming myself for my parents splitting up. It's basically the same as every other kid. Every other kid who splits up really always has this thought in their head. It was them that caused them to break up. But yeah, that's kind of the thoughts were going into my head, and obviously I was annoyed about it when I was about 9. This is when I'm about 9. I remember this is 9 and 10, going on to 9 and 10. You do remember things like this. Yeah, but it was difficult. Because obviously the Western were living in the village of Ballyhis when I was in Ballyhis, where I'm originally from. And obviously you had to come from another village, and people are obviously, I don't know what they thought, but but anyway. But it was difficult, and obviously, I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child. Um, but so obviously it was more lonely also. But yeah, I just thought to share that experience. It was difficult. Like at first, you always take your tickets a holiday when you're small. Um, you're like, yeah. it's a bit of a holiday. But yeah, when you get older, you understand a bit more. But it's not really much else. Like, it took me a long time to get into the community down here. But it is a huge change to see where I am now, compared to back then. Like, it's very, very huge change. From somebody that I barely spoke to anybody, in the village here, to somebody that won't shut his mouth around here. But I suppose that's a good thing. I suppose it's always good to talk, and no matter how much you talk, it's always good to talk. But yeah, I suppose it just goes to show, man, no matter what happens, you're always gonna go up in the world. The only way is up, is to say, and that's the truth where that came from. I know. Because over the years, obviously built myself up in this community, and obviously, I don't even have to explain myself about the Tidy Towns. I don't even have to explain how much the Tidy Towns means around this area. I don't even have to open my mouth about it. Because it's very evident to see. But yeah, that's just, I thought to share that with people. It's not really the biggest story, but it's just something that it'd be hard to explain in the time of the other video, so I just said I'd just make a separate video just talking about it. Might help a few people who's going through, even as teenagers, it's hard, when your parents are split up. It's hard at any time. Because you feel like you're in between, like in the middle, and that you don't want to take any side. It's hard. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.